Hi, I can see me. I can see me, see you. Hello. Hello, everybody. Hi, my friends and family on Facebook all over the world. Hi, how are you all? This is your girl, SP, coming to you live through SP Live Show here in London, here in Celeb TV. As you know, you can follow us on Twitter, you can follow us on Facebook, and also on YouTube. You can also listen on TuneIn. So, your girl wants to say hi and welcome you back to our show. It's been a while. I was away, so because of that, I couldn't, chat with you and bring you some good tidings. But I'm back. Now that I'm back, we carry on with our show and our good tidings. And first and foremost, yeah. Hi everybody. I could say hi. Um, to be honest, I just want today's show to be freestyle. And by freestyle, I mean just talk about anything that comes to mind. My mind or your mind, those of you that are watching. Your mind, if you want to call in to contribute to the show, if you want to text in. As you know, this is a show where you can call in, where you can text in, where you can message, you can contribute. You're 100% welcome to contribute. And the numbers are right on your screen right now. You can contribute through +44 7 399 343 199, and also +44 7 440 2 721 474, and also my private number, which you know as well, which is +44 7 39200 4676. So you have plenty of ways to contribute, to call in or to message us through WhatsApp. For example, if you're internationally watching from abroad, then you are welcome to a message through WhatsApp, which will not cost you anything. If you're watching from England, then you're welcome to call. If you can call from wherever you are, yeah, you can call through WhatsApp, which is quite cheap if you have data and so on and so forth. So once again, welcome you back. Welcome you to our show, and all those who are joining us. So today's show, freestyle, just like me now, freestyle. So in freestyling, I want to start with an incident that happened yesterday. Maybe a lot of you might know, or some of you might not know, that a plane crashed yesterday. An Ethiopian airline crashed yesterday just after taking off, and that, to me, it kind of hit home, and that hit home because I just came back from Cyprus. And if you know, Cyprus to England, you have to fly. We have to fly, and that's like almost 8 hours flight. We had to stop over, and going and coming back was flight, and it hit home because as safe as airplane flying is, as safe as it is, accidents do happen, and this crash, everybody lost their life in that crash. And it hits home because it could be anyone. It could be any flight on air right now, or on air yesterday, that could have happened to. It could have been anybody. It could have been anywhere. But it chose to be the Ethiopian airline that crashed, flight that crashed. And my heart, goes out to every member of the family, everybody that has been affected by that flight, wherever you are. Our thoughts are with you, our prayers are with you, because it's not easy when you lose loved ones. And I'm sure that in that flight, maybe entire family has been lost, children has been lost, husbands, wives, brothers, sisters, parents, relatives in different ways has been lost, and people are mourning across the world right now for their loved ones that were lost in that flight, and for the flight attendants and so on and so forth. So for me, it's only right that we acknowledge this loss and all the other losses that's been happening lately, but accidental death is always very, very challenging for people, because when somebody is not sick, seriously sick, you just see your loved one 1 minute and the next minute they're gone. It's not very easy. It's very difficult to deal with, and that is why for me I send my regards and my condolences to all the families right now, whether you're on Facebook or wherever you are. May the Spirit of God, or if you're Muslim, whichever one you are, whatever you are, the Great Spirit, however, let there be comfort in your life. Those of you going through that sadness and that pain right now. And the same thing as well, I want to remember a lot of people right now, a lot of families in Nigeria right now are probably mourning, not probably, they are mourning family members lost through this two election that has been conducted in Nigeria in the past few weeks. That election hasn't been really, it has been mad with innocent bloods, and I also want to reach out and pay my condolence to all the family who's lost somebody during this election, and extend the Spirit of God, comfort, and so on and so forth to you guys, and hope that you find peace and you find comfort and you find a way to deal with your loss and your sorrows, and hope and trust in God and trust in whatever you believe in, knowing that the Creator knows best. He knows why things happen the way they happen, and He will give you comfort and give you the peace to bear your loss. That said, I was just watching a message that was sent to me today. Well, I think it was yesterday. Somebody sent me a message, and one message caught my eye. I thought that's why I thought maybe today let's just do a freestyle kind of message. The thing that caught my eyes was an old guy. This guy was 98 years old. He was 98 years old, and he was giving message. He's saying he wants to pass his message. He wants to pass his knowledge, his experience to the younger generation, because he knows that if they don't pass that to us, then we will lose, because the younger generation are the future. Of course, I gained a lot from these people, because to be honest, I have a lot of elderly people in my family, have had a lot of elderly people in my family, and I've benefited a lot from their wisdom and their guidance and their knowledge. I have benefited a lot. And what hit me with that clip was the fact that he was saying that when he was growing up, his father, when he was 9 years old, his dad said to him something about giving is better than receiving. Giving is better than receiving. And he said when his dad said that to him as a 9-year-old, he thought that his father was cuckoo. He thought that his father was cuckoo. But now, well, over the years, he's come to know and to believe and to realize that that statement was actually 100% true. His father was 100%, true. It was the right statement. It was the right thing to teach him. It was the right thing to give to him. Right, knowledge, information to give to him. And that hit me because yesterday, while I was driving to church with Angel, and we were having a conversation, similar thing. Me and Angel is my daughter, as you guys know. Me and Angel were having a conversation, and I said the same thing to Angel about giving. It's better to be a giver than a receiver, because the more you give, the more you receive. To be honest, the more you give and give willingly and freely, the Almighty God, or whoever you believe in, whatever you believe in, the world, the nature will bless you more, so that you can give some more, And I was trying to explain this norm to Angel, to make her understand that the way I am, being, I feel like I believe and I practice that giving thing as much as I have, practice. Um, that is the best way to live your life. You know, don't be a receiver. You receive, you know, because you need to, but in actual sense, the best way is to give. And if you're a giver, you will always find a way to make things happen, and because you're always going to be giving out. So when I saw this message actually today, this guy, when I looked at this message on WhatsApp today, the guy was trying to teach people. I just it was like deja vu, something that I was just discussing with my daughter. And this is not the first time, I'm telling you, that I've had this discussion with these girls, because I've had the same discussion with Holly, the bigger daughter that's in China right now. I've had the same discussion with her about giving, being a giver, and being a cheerful giver. Sometimes we can't give because we don't have, but when we have, we prefer to give, and give cheerfully and not grudgingly or things like that. So I've had this conversation with my kids several times, and what hit me is the fact that an old guy, a 98 years old guy who is a Nazi Holocaust survivor, he survived the Holocaust, has this kind of attribute, this kind of characteristics, and he's lived by it. And he's trying to pass that down. And he says, if he can't pass this down, he has children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and probably great-great-grandchildren he's awaiting. And he says, when people ask him, what is your secret? This is his secret, he tells them. This is my secret, to be a giver. That is what has kept me going, regardless of, people think that I should be mad, I should be angry, I should be sad, I should be furious with my what's happened to me as a Holocaust survivor, and so on and so forth. He says no. His Niyam, as Indians would call it, his Niyam. I think I got that right. Niyam, right? Or his philosophy is to be a giver, and that giving, in a sense, is kind of also a forgiveness. He forgives those who's put him in that situation where he was fighting for his life, where he had to survive. He's had to forgive so many different things in his life, and that is also part of giving. So giving is not just giving your wealth. You give different things. You could be given your knowledge, you could be given of your wealth, you could be given of your self, it could be given of in different ways. And that is his giving his skills, giving his mentorship, whatever. I mean, there are so many ways you can give. So that has been his philosophy all his life, and that has been his secret of why he's lived so long and so happy, and had so many had progress, good health, and good life, with his wife and children and the rest of the clan, and that hits me because I practice the same thing. I practice the same thing. I mean, people who know me would say that if I have knowledge, I'd give it, I share it. If I have whatever I have, I share, be it material things, physical, or whatever, emotion, whatever, I share, and I feel like the people these days, this generation, don't really believe in things like that a lot. There is this me tradition in this generation, and I think that is not a really good trait, to be honest, for this generation, because no man is an island, and with the me tradition, with the me mentality, and that people have these days, it is what we have, skills, wealth, whatever. What are we going to do with it? What's going to happen to it? What's going to happen to our skills and our knowledge and our wisdoms and so on and so forth, and our goodness, the goodness that is in us? What's going to happen to that if we don't teach our children, the selflessness, the act of being selfless, the act of being your brother's keeper, the act of reaching out in your community and helping out in your community, the act of giving whatever you can to move the world along. If we don't teach the family, if we don't teach our children, if we don't teach the future are the children. If we don't teach them, if we don't impact this on them, how do we then ensure that the future is going to be safe? If everybody becomes selfish. Ask yourself that question. Are you a parent? Are you a child? Young person? Are you bringing up children? Even you as an adult, are you practicing that selflessness among your peers, among your friends, in your community? Do you have well wishers? If anything happened to you today, would there be people who would say, yes, this person actually, was a good person? They contributed to their society this way, that way. They contributed to family, to friends, to wherever wherever you found yourself. Would there be people who would vouch for you, who would actually put good things towards your name? Any legacy left behind? I'm asking that because just imagine the plane crash that happened yesterday and all these people died. Nobody knows tomorrow, right? Nobody knows. In fact, we don't know the next hour. In fact, we don't know what's going to happen within the next minute. Yeah? So, why not live now and live it right? Let us start from this moment to live now and live it right. And then live the next moment and live it right. And do that by being selfless. By not just being me, by realizing that the world cannot function by an individual, by just one person, by just you. Think about the fact that the clothes you wear, the food you eat, the water you drink, the house you live in, the light you see, everything that has come to be and will ever come to be has been, people's effort. And a lot of the time before, a lot of them has been developed and come about by people's selfless effort, to be honest. Of course, these days there's a lot of things you have to buy, you have to pay this and so on and so forth. But a lot of the things that we are enjoying and we are benefiting is from the selfless effort of people in this world who gave themselves to develop, to improve mankind, to improve the life of mankind, to move mankind forward in a good way. So why can't we all start to practice that selflessness right from now and onwards? The world will be a better place for me and you, for everybody else. And I'm probably sure you all agree with me. If you don't agree with me, let me hear your view. If you have a different view contrary to what I'm saying, that, we should be selfless, we should, learn to give. If you have a different view, let me know about it. If you're a giver who likes giving cheerfully, who actually live for giving, let me hear from you. If you're if you want to give but don't know how to, let me hear from you. But the important thing here is that we recognize that the world, there are people, everybody has somebody they're better than in this world. Everybody has somebody that can affect their life through their skill, through one way or another. Through one way you help them or another. Whether it's just your listening ears, that's given. A shoulder to cry on, that's given. Your skill, your knowledge, being a mentor, that's given. Wealth, that's given. All the better, There's a lot of people out there that will benefit from you, regardless of how minimal, how small, regardless of what you think, how you see yourself. There are people out there that can benefit from you, and that you can also benefit from other people. That's the way the world works, isn't it? Yeah? It all revolves round, right? Snowball effect. I think that's what it is. So what I'm saying really is, as I'm talking to you, talking to all of us, every one of us, if you're a giver, let's hear. If you've made any difference in people's life, let's hear. If you like to make a difference, let's hear, because there are people out there who actually live for making a difference. I mean, the other thing that hit me as well is while I was in Cyprus, there was a couple we met during our tour in Cyprus. This couple retired quite early. They were teachers and they retired very early. And when they retired, actually, for some reason, they were made redundant. And through redundancy, they took an early retirement. And do you know what this couple decided to do? They decided to just do voluntary work. And they joined the voluntary service abroad. I don't know, some of you may have heard of this service, some of you may have not. This voluntary service abroad is like an organization that sends, servicemen, women from here in England, abroad, all over the world. You get paid, but you get paid in the local rate. Like if they were doing the same work in England, they would pay a lot. They would pay them a lot. If they were expatriates or things like that, they will get a lot of money for that work. But the voluntary service, you just get what the local people get. So if they send them to India perhaps, and the pay in India is $75 a month, that's what they're gonna get, and I see that as very selfless, and they've been doing this for years, and that's giving of themselves to the world, trying to move the world along. And they've done this service in so many different rural areas where people are poor, people are struggling. They've gone there to teach, they've gone there to enlighten people's life, and so on and so forth, and help other people come out of poverty, and so on and so forth. That is what I mean by being selfless. There are other forms of selflessness, so many different ways you can be selfless, and it's nothing that is being forced on anybody. It's something that you do and you're happy doing it, and I think if everybody thought along that line, not that I'm not saying that the whole world should work on a voluntary basis, but what I'm saying is that we should all look after one another. And if everybody should work on that kind of pardon me, every now and then I will use some word that some of you might not understand, but I do understand it. That's the way I talk. If everybody should work in this kind of philosophy, if we should all build this philosophy into ourselves, into our daily lives, into our practices, the philosophy of being a giver, giving in different ways. Like I said, there is just so many different ways that we can contribute to this world, to the development of this world, to help move this world along, to the happiness, to the progress of the world. That's the right word. Progress of the world. There is so many ways each and every one of us can contribute to the progress of the world. The world is ours. This world is meant for us. This world is meant for us. It's meant for us to be here, to have joy, and in order for us all to have joy, we all need to contribute in our own very little ways. There are people who are endowed with the skills and the capabilities and the power to affect the world in a very big way. Yeah, we know people like that. We've seen the magic that can come about from those brilliant minds. We've seen that. For example, I'm surrounded by technology. Actually, I'm reaching you through technology. It's because of technology that I can talk to you, I can reach you, you can see me, and it'll be like we are actually chatting face to face, right? This was somebody's selfless, and desire for the world. Well, not one person. We know that there's so many software that come together to make this technology that we use, the camera, the voice, there's just too many things that make up the thing. So, I can't name all of them. But what I'm trying to say is, the more we work together, the more we can bring, make progress in this life, and then the more we can bring happiness, true fulfillment, the purpose of our life to fruition, in this life, in this world, because the earth is for us. This world we're in is for us, and we all have to contribute to make it work. And nobody should be left behind. Not one single person should be left behind. If yours is 1 + 1 that makes 2, that you can add to the world, to the progress, then that's what you can add. If yours is the computer, then that's what you can add. If yours is the invention of the car, then that was yours to add. How about the ones that invented the house? That was yours to add. How about the ones that invented the telephone? That's yours to add. The light, that's yours to add. The time, that's yours to add. Everything that we've enjoyed and things that we're still yet to enjoy in the future, that was as a selfless gift from mankind to mankind, from womankind to mankind, if you get the drift or the gist. So what I'm saying in essence is that we are all equally important in this race called life, and we shouldn't sell ourselves short. We shouldn't, downplay the importance that we can, bring in other people's lives. We shouldn't downplay the importance that we can bring in the progress, in the future, in the realization of making things happen. In fact, let's say all you can do for somebody close to you, a friend or anybody, is just to listen to them. Let's say all you can do is just to advise them. Let's say all you can do is to mentor them, to guide them. Let's say what you can do is to teach them. How do you know the limit where that help will? How do you know where it will stop? You don't know. You just give your effort. You just give off yourself, and let nature take its course. Let the person you're given to do the rest. And that involves all of us, every one of us. So wherever you are, I'm telling you, you are important and you matter. Whether you are receiving or giving, we are all very important. Every one of us. Because what you're given could be what is helping them to realize who they are, right? To help them to come into fruition, right? To help them to invent something that could be useful for the future, right? Write something that could be useful for the future, right? So, to that old guy, that Holocaust survivor, to your message this morning, your message hit home, because already I have been discussing this message, with my loved ones. And I've been passing that message along, and I want you to pass that message along. Either way, whether you're on either side of the coin, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you're passing the message along, is that you are contributing positively to the progress of the world that we call home. Because if we don't move it along, if we don't carry it along, if we don't work for its progress, everything will come to naught. Right? Everything will come to naught. And I don't think that was the purpose. I don't think we came here just like that, for everything to come to naught. We all had a purpose, right? If you don't know what your purpose is, then I suggest you start looking, trying to find it. Because we all are meant to make a mark in our own little ways. We all are meant to contribute in our own little ways. Well, I take a minute to, have a look at I'm getting some reply, some message from my friends, but not about what is happening here right now. So I'm not going to talk about that. Okay, back to the topic. which is like I said, we're going to be doing freestyle. You know, talk to you about being a selfless giver, you know, a cheerful giver, being selfless, and so on and so forth. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about as well is hate. 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 Did I spell that right? Yeah, I think I did. Hate. The word hate. That word actually is something that I also picked up from that message this morning. The word hate. I picked that word up because, to be honest, when I was growing up, I don't think there was, this word hate was used just like that anywhere, like, oh, I hate you, I hate this, I hate that, I hate my teacher, I hate the world, I hate this. That word wasn't like in the dictionary. It was in the dictionary, don't get me wrong, the word is in the dictionary, it's always been. But what I'm saying, it wasn't like an everyday occurring word. It wasn't a word that people use like they were drinking water. Like they use the word hate these days. Everything is hate, hate, hate. Everywhere you look is hate. Everything where you turn is hate. A child will not say a thing without saying hate, 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 hate. You know. And I'm saying this because, again, during the discussion with my daughter, that came up as well, you know, about this word hate, where it's like, I hate this, I hate that, there's just too many of it. And I think this is something that's weighing down on our children. Perhaps not even only the children, it's weighing down on us, the adults. You know, this word has been made to replace hard work. I don't know what, I think it has been made to replace the word hard work. It has been made to replace the word, you know, love or like, or I enjoy doing this, or, you know, it has been made to replace a lot of things in our lives. It's like, do this, I hate that. Do that, I hate this. Do this, I hate that. It's like, excuse me? Hello? You know, why is there so much hate in our words, in our mouth, in our eyes, in our countenance? Why is there so much hate in this world these days? Hate is a disease. He said so, and I'm saying it as well. This word hate is a disease. It's a negative emotion. It's a negative, you know, whatever. It brings negative vibes, negative everything, negative. You know, and when you are so engulfed and so consumed with the word hate, how do you intend to move forward? How do you intend to progress? How do you intend there to be a lot of positivity in the things you see? How do you intend to see, you know, progress when everything is hate? I feel like the hate, you know, in the what's it called? In the I'm trying to find the right word. I'm not too scientific, but you know, it's like they've used hate to block certain things in this world. Now everything is hate, where there should be happy, or, you know, striving, trying, working, so on and so forth, and driving joy and happiness, and, you know, having some enthusiasm and something like that in doing things, you know, the joy of learning and so on and so forth. Where there was that before, it has all been replaced with hate. I hate to do this, I hate to do that, I hate to. Have you found yourself in a place where, you know, everything people comes out of people's mouth is hate? Have you, even you yourself, are you the one that is, I hate doing this, I hate doing that, I hate this, I hate that? Are you the one doing that? You know, or is it people around you doing that? That is very, very negative. You know, what is your experience? You want to share it with us? It would be nice to share your experience of, you know, hatred and the product of it, to be honest, because the product of hatred is hatred. is the product of hatred is sadness, and more sadness, and depression, and mental health, you know. And when I say mental health, I mean because mental health is a big one. You know, perhaps the disorder, depression, and so on and so forth, you know, anxiety, you know, that word can lead to depression, 100%. If I'm, you know, looking at it from my professional, well, one of my professional side, that word hate can lead to depression, anxiety, can lead to mental breakdown, 100%, because it's a negative emotion, and if it's not in check, then that's what happens, you know. Isn't it time we start changing that word hate to I like, I love, I want to do it. Let me try and see if I can do it or not before hating it. Let me see how much joy I can derive from doing it. Let me try. Isn't it time we start replacing the words hate? I'm saying this because I have seen, you know, children. I'm telling you, I've seen children as young as very little children. They're using that as their basic words, you know, basic words. Children that should be smiling and being inquisitive about things and learning and ready to learn and ready to explore. I hate this, I hate that, I'm bored with this and that. Excuse me. And the parents are just watching and allowing these words to flow freely out of their children's mouth and out of their countenance and out of everything that they do, you know, and not allowing the children to explore the world. The world is meant to be explored, you know, and felt and filled. The world is meant to be, you know, embraced. There's so many things that you need to embrace in the world, and the only way you can embrace them is to explore them. You know, you learn, you know. But if hate becomes the norm, the order of the day, then how do we know? How can we find out what we're made of? How can we find out our strengths? How can we find out our skills? How can we find out what we are capable of when we already hate before even trying? I don't know if you guys find this, you know, challenging, or find this very strange. In fact, not just strange, I find it destructive, you know. And then mine is just to encourage us all to, you know, perhaps try to put a stop to it. Try, at least, give it a try, you know. Let you know with the order of the day. If people are coming up with I hate, try and convince them to try a different word instead of hate, because to be honest, ultimately the hate you're projecting, as much as it's hurting what you're projecting it to, it hurts you the more. Do you believe with me? Do you believe me? You agree with me? The hate you project out there hurts you more than what you're projecting out. So ultimately, who loses? Self. Swam, as the Indians will say. Yeah? Ultimately, you who is projecting out the hate loses. And you're depriving the world of your talent, of your skills, of your love, of your, you know, your happiness and your countenance and your, you know, your inventions or whatever you can come up with. You're depriving the world, you're denying the world of that, of your brilliance, of your mind, you know, by blocking yourself. Let's love, like, inquisitiveness. Let's love and like and explore, you know, especially our young ones, our children. Let's bring them up. Let's bring them up, allowing them to explore, to be inquisitive, to with the eye, the glitter in the eyes, that when a child sees things, they see a computer, they take it apart. Oh no, don't take it apart and see all the different parts in it, and just enjoy exploring the different things they find inside. I'm not saying allow your children to go and spoil your computer or anything like that, but I'm just using that as an example. Like, just let them explore. Don't let them block their skills, their knowledge, their wisdom, before they even try, by the word hate and bored. They will serve themselves. They will be more happy individuals, and fulfilled individuals, if you encourage them that way, than you encourage them, you allow them to dwell in this hate that kind of attitude that destroys and takes away what they are, takes away who they are, that robs them of their self-esteem, robs them of their confidence, and robs them of their, of the skills and their intelligence, and robs them of their development. Let's encourage them. Let's encourage them. Right? So, are you somebody who enjoys the word hate? Are you somebody who uses the word hate a lot? Let's hear from you. Why? Why did you come up with that? Why are you using it so much? Why do you hate before even exploring why? I'm not saying you have to like everything, but I'm saying that you can limit the hate. Limit the hate. Replace it with good emotion. I don't think it's easy to just change like that, to be honest. And I'm not sure if everybody can, do that. But as many as possible, that would be good. As many as try, that would be good. And I'm saying this because, to be honest, to you yourself, how do you know, or how can you say that you are the best of you if you haven't given it your all? If you haven't given it, sometimes you might not be able to give it your all, but you can give it your best, right? How do you know that you are your best if you block yourself with the word hate? I hate doing this, I hate trying this, I hate that. Why don't you give yourself a chance? Give yourself a chance. And that is that for me with that word hate, to be honest. Let's sweep it out. Sweep it out and destroy it. The word hate. Yeah? Get rid of it. Burn it. Throw it away. Lock it up. However, just reject it. Reject the word hate. And take on something in its place. Yeah? Take on something in its place. Something much, much positive. Yeah? A positive word in its place. I think that's better. Okay. That's that. So we've talked about hate. We've talked about being selfless. These two words, somehow they if you ask me, they work hand in hand. Being selfless and hate. Because if you're selfless, if you're a giver, you don't have that word hate. You see that? So these two words somehow work together. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is my travel. Yay! My travel. You guys know I went to Cyprus, right? Actually, of course you know because I said it in the beginning, that I just came back and I used the flight when I was talking about the Ethiopian airline that crashed. I went to Cyprus. Yes, it was kind of an ad hoc kind of thing, yeah. Um, it was kind of um, trip that was my like pilgrim as well as holiday as well as it was everything in one, you know, ad hoc kind of. But I loved that travel a lot, in fact. But there was something that struck me about going to Cyprus. I'm going to talk about Cyprus in different states. So the places we went to Salamis, we went to Kyrenia, we went to Famagusta, we went to Nicosia, where else? Salamis, Kyrenia, Famagusta, Nicosia. There are some other places we went to. Even we crossed to the Greece side of Cyprus as well, because we were in the Turkish side, but also crossed to the Greece side. And I noticed something. I don't know how strange this is, but I was wondering, in my mind, and I thought, I need to talk about this. Something I noticed that while I was in Cyprus, I didn't see any children. Don't laugh. I saw children only in a hotel, like the children that were on holiday as well with their parents. But while I was out there with the group, exploring in the different places that we went, like in the monastery and so on and so forth, actually, come to think about it, I saw only one child in the whole of the holiday, and that child was with their parents selling things, selling fruits and nuts and all kinds of things they were selling. But I didn't see any child on the street. I didn't see any child going to school. I didn't see any child doing anything. And I was wondering, is there no child in this country? The country was beautiful, I'm telling you. I've posted some of the pictures. In fact, I have tons of pictures. A lot of you know me that I love taking pictures. I take so much pictures. And half of the pictures I haven't even shown you guys. In fact, 1/10 of the pictures you haven't even seen. But I did not see, apart from one child, I didn't see children. And I'm wondering why. I don't know if it was me or if anybody else, people were seeing children, but I wasn't seeing children. Why? Or is it normal? Were they on holidays? Were they sleeping? Or because we were out all day. We went out in the morning from 8 something and we went back home about 6 something. 5, 6 something. Went back to the hotel about 5, 6 something. So we were out all day. And I didn't see children. Is that normal? Tell me. Is all the kids indoors studying, doing something? Why is it not strange? Please tell me, because I found it very strange. It wasn't a twilight zone. This was a country. I went to a country, right? A whole country. Went to the countryside, and so on and so forth. But I saw only one child. And all the time I stayed there, I found that very strange. Anyway, look at that. So in Cyprus, I discovered carob. Carob? Have you heard of carob? Yes. So I discovered this shrub. No, not shrub. It's a seed. No, it's not a seed. It's like a fruit. A fruit that's dried. Well, the carob is the tree, but it has this fruit that's dry that you can eat, and it's juice. And apparently, this carob in Cypriot. Carob, they have them in Africa, in Arab countries, and in the Mediterranean. They make everything with it. Everything. When I say everything, they make everything with it. That was strange. And that carob kind of had this smell that reminded me of medicine. Growing up back home, if you know what we call jetty jetty. if you're Nigerian, you know what we call jelly jelly. It reminded me of some medicine that, that we cook back home, where we put different leaves and barks and roots and seeds, and put them all together and mix them and cook them as medicine back home to for children. Well, not just children, for adults. You know, we're herbalists back in Nigeria, right? A lot of us are herbalists here. That thing reminded me of one of those medicines that I can smell. In fact, if I go to Bimbo as a shop here in Peckham, I would smell it. There's, I'm not in Peckham right now, but I mean, if I go to Bimbo's shop in Peckham, I smell that kind of the same thing, and I thought, don't we have this thing back home? If you guys know what I'm talking about, please do let me know, because I thought we had something like it in Nigeria. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know. Anyway, that it kind of brought back the childhood. There's medicine in my childhood. Yeah, brought back medicine in my childhood, and that was really, really good. Honestly, I enjoyed smelling that. And brought back memories. Yeah, and the other thing, my goodness, there was mountains, beautiful, beautiful mountains. So Cyprus was really, really good. It was very beautiful, and mountains, and we went to so many different monasteries, and went to so many different monasteries, St. Barnabas and St. Nicholas and St. other things that the maybe Catholics and so on and so forth would know about. But some of this, I think, maybe things we read in the scriptures and so on and so forth. So we went to all different places and ate nice food and a lot of oranges, and it was a beautiful country, very green. But I got sick there, to be honest. I got not sick from being there, like bored, like, no, I meant I developed cold. I came down with cold, like fever, like, so I came home with cold. I'm still trying to get rid of it. Maybe it's still in my voice. I can still feel a little bit in my voice, but because the weather was very unpredictable, to be honest. 1 minute is raining, the next minute is sunny, and it was very, very unpredictable, and that's why I felt sick. But I enjoyed Cyprus. I enjoyed. In fact, I shared the hotel, one of the hotels, with you guys, and I shown the picture of the other hotel as well. And that first hotel, I did say that it was something of romance. Yeah. I said I'm going to take the children back there because I loved that hotel, and it was by the beach, and they had all these nice things. If you went there in summer, you'd enjoy, because it's a bit cold right now, to be honest. If you went there in summer with your family, or with your husband, your boyfriend, or your girlfriend, or your wife, or your children, right? Your family, if you went there, you'd enjoy. It's a family place, and to be honest, that holiday taught me something. Do you know what it taught me? What it taught me is that a lot of us, a lot of us, foreigners, I call us all foreigners because, to be honest, a lot of us are foreigners in this country. Foreigners. Yeah. In that holiday, there was my flight, the flight that took us down there was full. Yeah. And in that flight, if there was maybe about 12 people of color. 12. Maximum 15 people of color in that flight. The rest were Caucasians. And what I thought about, after seeing that, and that was my flight. And because this is a tour operator, the tour operator, everybody there was on that tour. So imagine that flight that has I think our flight maybe have 300 people or more. In fact, I think it has more than 300 people, because he only had people going on that tour. And that flight goes like that there's so many of them coming every 3 days. That's just my flight. That wasn't the only flight that came, because when we got down we saw so many people, and when we got to the hotel we see too many people in all the hotels are all booked in the resort, they're all full, you know. And when you go to dinner, you see hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people in the dinner or breakfast, and you see a handful of people of color. And I begin to wonder, why are we so work until we drop? I'm not saying we should not work, we should work. But all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. These people know how to enjoy themselves. You know, why aren't we as well work and go on holiday, work and go on holiday, work and go on holiday, and distress, and then come back energized, come back fresh with new ideas, with, you know, ready to grow, ready to contribute, to be more productive, and so on and so forth. I thought about that a lot in there, because if we were all work equally as hard, maybe even more harder, to be honest. So why can't we? I'm talking to all of you out there, every one of you, you know, that just work non-stop and never go on any form of holidays. I know it's very difficult, it's very hard, we can't afford it. That's true, 100%. I agree. But we have to look after ourselves, because if we don't look after ourselves, then who's going to look after us? What's going to look after us? We need to think about us, because if we're healthy and strong, then our body will last us longer. And to be honest, yeah, just take for example what happened yesterday. You work, and you keep postponing. Oh yeah, next year never comes. Next year, when I retire, I will start to travel. When I retire, I'll start to go on holiday. When I retire, what about if you never get there? Then all your suffering is for nothing. So I'm encouraging you to take a break. Amidst all your struggles and all your work and all your hard, take a break and look after yourself, so you can be more productive, so you can be more happy, so you're not doing your work miserably, to be honest. Because if you're miserable, your work is not productive, to be honest. If you're happy, you'll be a lot more productive, 100%, a lot more productive. Please do take a break every now and then. Do take a break and look after yourself. I saw a sign about holiday pay coming. I know there's holiday pay, a lot of places pay holiday pay, so why don't you just try and take that time off? 1 week. If you have 2 weeks, take it. If you can afford only 3 days, take it. 1 day, take it. You need the break. You need to treat yourself right. A friend of mine from work taught me something. I do mine in a different way, but something they're doing, which I find very, very interesting. I thought this was brilliant. I never thought about it, you know, and it's to do with you looking after number one, you working and also looking after number one. See, me, every now and then I do just go away and just rest and lock myself away and just be by myself and rest and think about the future and the children and the family and so on and so forth and my work. But you know what my friend does? My colleague actually every week treats herself the way she would treat guests. You know, when you have guests, and me, I'm always, well, not lately, but I've always used to, have guests and so on and so forth for dinner, and, family and so on and so forth. She, when you have guests, when you have family coming over, you always cook up a storm and get the house ready and clean yourself up and whatever and set the table and everything. My colleague, which hats off to you, and everybody every day will learn, does this for herself every week. She actually cooks up her meal, looks after herself, dresses up, sets her table, put, candle lights, everything, and have a date with herself. This is for herself, to make herself feel good, because she does it for everybody else, so why not for herself? So number one, she's looking after number one, and she's very happy. It doesn't stop her from having this, quality time with the partner and so on and so forth, but this is her time for herself. And I found that I thought that was very brilliant. That was very, very good. It's that time, that me time. There's something special about me time. And I know a lot of people don't have a me time. But to be honest, if you don't have a me time, how do you know who you are? How do you discover who you are? How do you look after yourself? How do you know what you like and what you don't like? You should have a me time. Everybody should have a me time. Agree with me? If you have a me time and you do it in a unique way and you want to share that with us, we'd like to hear from you. Send us a message, do call in anytime, any day. We're here every Monday at 2 o'clock. So let us know what your me time is. What do you do for your me time? Do you go on a date with yourself? Do you, go to cinema? Do you cook for yourself? Do you just spend it in a bath, bubble bath? Do you go to the sauna? Do you go to the gym? Do you, go to dance? What do you do? Let us know your me time routine, because to be honest, we live and learn. Your me time might help somebody else, find themselves. So let's share our me time, with our audience. So I'm looking forward to hearing some of your me times. Now, let me just use this time to remind us where we are, what we're doing, and where you can catch us. So this is your girl SP on SP Live Show here on Celeb TV. You can watch us on YouTube, you can watch us on Facebook, you can also follow us on Twitter, on Instagram, and we have numbers where you can call in if you have if you want to contribute to what we're saying, to our discussions. You can contribute by calling in or by messaging us. Excuse me. And the numbers to call is right there on your screen. If I read them out, one is +447 399 343 199, and the second number is +447 440 721 474. And you also remember my private number, which is +44 739 200 4676. Like I said, you can follow us on YouTube, watch us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, and you can listen on TuneIn. This is your girl SP discussing, bringing you issues that affect us all in our community, because we are all the community. Our children is the future, and to be honest, everything we discuss revolves around making sure that we bring up our children in the bestest way in the best way is to help us to make sure that we are giving the future what it needs to thrive. And that future is you, your effort, your kids, your family, the community, and so on and so forth. So we bring you all these ideas and discussions, and hope that our contribution can help someone out there. Your contribution can help someone out there, be better in be a better person, be a better contributor to their future, to the community where they found themselves in, to their family, to their children, and so on and so forth. So that's what it is about. So join us, and we're here every Monday, 2 o'clock every Monday, to talk, and we encourage people to call in, people to text in, and people to write in, regardless of wherever you are. You know, we're here because you are here. We're here because you listen to us, because you watch us, because you follow us, and we encourage you, and we appreciate you. We like and love you. Yes. And yeah. So today we've talked about quite a few things, because I thought, why not just do freestyle today? Freestyle is good for you. So we're not like regimented, right? So freestyle, that's what we did today. So we've talked about selflessness, being a cheerful giver. We talked about anger, right? And I've talked about Cyprus, my trip to Cyprus. Yeah, I did. And the fact that I didn't see any child apart from one, that was scary. To be honest, I love children. So when I didn't see children, I thought, something is wrong. I don't know. Maybe something is not wrong. It's just me. Okay, maybe because I'm on holiday, I didn't need the... yeah, but yeah. And I talked about the fact that I like Cyprus, and also I picked up the fact that we don't look after ourselves enough. Especially those of us, of colors. We work so hard, but never look after ourselves enough, and we should start to, look after ourselves, because to be honest, if we don't look after ourselves, then of course our body is not going to carry us as we expect it to, because your body is number one. Your body is the one that's carrying you. Your body, your soul, your spirit, everything need to be looked after, because if you're healthy, your body can take you longer. But if you're not treating yourself right, if you're neglecting yourself, then of course. But why should we neglect? So that's one of the things we've talked about. And then what do I want to say? So yes, there are people on here who sent 2 comments. I can see you. Hi, and well done. Yes, thank you very much for commenting. I appreciate that. Emmanuel, hi. Tefsa, there's fire. Yeah, for your comment, I appreciate that. I like that. I appreciate you guys for commenting and for joining. Okay, so I was just checking to see where we are right now. Now the other thing that I wanted to talk about, which might be a little bit controversial, is the election that happened in Nigeria. Hello, people. Yeah, the election that happened in Nigeria. I don't really know what to say, to be honest, about that, because everybody is like, there's this what the word they've been using is apathy. Everybody's been using that word, apathy, and so on and so forth. But it's like the whole what the people has been poured cold water upon, and then it's like people are mourning, right? It's like the whole Nigeria is in mourning. Very sad, right? Very sad. It's fine. Nigeria is our country, and the way I say it, our country is a survival country. Nigeria is a survival country. Regardless of what happens to it, or how it's thrown here and there, and bruised and battered, and and maimed, Nigeria will always fight back. And that is what the spirit that I want to encourage, right now, among our people, among our viewers, among our friends, wherever you are right now, is the spirit, that fighting spirit that we're known for, because wherever Nigerians are, they're known for their fighting spirit, our survival skills, Isn't that what we're known for? We can survive anywhere, right? We can survive anywhere you put us. We will survive, Nigerians. And that's a trait that when people are feeling the way they're feeling with the low mood right now, the best thing is to remember that fighting spirit, and hold on to that fighting spirit, and and hold tight and keep moving forward, knowing that at the end of every dark tunnel there is always light. Nigeria will come out of this darkness and come out stronger, come out having learned a lot of lessons from it. Right now we're going through a lot of things. It's not a place to be we're not proud at the moment because of what's happening in our country. We're not proud, but we are proud Nigerians. So many things are backward right now, but it doesn't stop us from loving our country. It doesn't stop us from moving on, from doing our best to make it the best country in the world. It doesn't stop us from contributing. It doesn't stop us from pushing things along, and so on and so forth, regardless of where we find ourselves right now. So mine is just to encourage you all to still be loving Nigerians, stop inciting hatred among each other, stop inciting all these destructions, and stop encouraging all these kind of things among yourselves. We can fight to disagree, right? We can disagree and still live together. We can disagree and still work together. We don't kill each other because it's one Nigeria. It's still one Nigeria, to be honest. And if you people don't want one Nigeria, I don't know how that country is going to survive. If they split, a lot of things are going to go bad, to be honest. A lot of might not survive. Might survive, but it might take too long for some part of Nigeria to survive. So I think Nigeria is where sometimes the strong can carry the weak along. Boils down to the giving that I was talking about. The weak can carry the strong can carry the weak along. And I think there's a lot more strong in Nigeria than the weak. There's a lot of educated people in Nigeria, a lot of strong people, able-minded, able-bodied people in Nigeria that can carry the little weak along. If we all come together, if Nigerians really want to, get the country going, get the country functioning, get the country, being what it's supposed to be, we can do that. We can do that regardless of government. To be honest, what is working right now in Nigeria is not because of the government, it's because of the people. It's the people's effort. And the more effort the people make, if you're making that effort, and one day the government will sit up and realize that they are trash, they are corruption, they are crime, and so on and so forth, doesn't favor them, to be honest. But it's left for us all Nigerians to stand up and do the right thing. Let's remember that Nigeria is our country. The future of Nigeria lies in all our hands. The future of the children, the future of the children yet to be born. Even let's just look at the future of the children that are there right now. Just think about all the suffering children right now. It's in the hands of all those of you who are educated, who are, who's able to do, who are wise and know what to do and yet refuse to do it. There's a lot of you out there that know what to do. You know the right thing, yet you refuse to do it because you want control. Isn't that very sad? That is really very sad. But yeah, I just wanted to say to my fellow Nigerians that I love you all, and I feel your pain, and I feel your, your disillusion and so on and so forth. And the country is all ours, and then we can all work and make our country happy and progress and so on and so forth. Take a leaf of from other countries all over the world. I know the population is too much. It's a lot. Almost 200 million, maybe 150 million in Nigeria right now. And that should be your strength and not your weakness. That should be your strength. Because imagine that 150 million, there is able 100 million Nigerians. Able 100 million Nigerians. Able in mind, able in strength. Takat, right? Able in mind, able in strength, in skills, able in every way possible. 100 million. So tell me, why would Nigeria not progress? Why would Nigeria not be a land made of milk and honey? Why would Nigeria not be, why would we not have a Nigerian dream with 100 million able-bodied Nigerians? Why can't we be, an envy of many nations in the world? We could be that. We can be that, And to be honest, if you're doing your bit to help Nigeria move on, we would like to hear from you. Just leave us a comment of what you're doing, how you're doing your bit, how you're helping Nigeria, and so on and so forth. If you have an idea, you don't know how to do it, just let us know. Just share your ideas, share how you're helping, share whatever you're doing, your bit, share it with us, share it with us. If you, there's too much brilliant people, brilliant minds in Nigeria, too much, too much. I'm too proud of you guys. Sometimes when I look at skills coming out of Nigeria, sometimes when I look at the talents in Nigeria, it amazes me. And yet all we need to do is to encourage those talents. All we need to do, because there are so many of you who have the capability, the capacity, who are able to encourage the talents, but you're not doing it because you're the me people. Me. Some people in Nigeria have so much money that their money can feed the country. What are you doing with it? They have enough money to feed 2 countries. What's going to happen? That money, you don't even know where all the money is. How many of it can you use? Use it to encourage, use it to nourish, use it to nurture, use it to train more people that will contribute to lift the country out of poverty, bring more inventions, bring more innovation into the country. There are so many talents and skills wasting because some people choose to just siphon the whole money and keep to themselves and lock them in safe and get them burnt and so on and so forth. Can you stop being selfish and help our country? Please, 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 please. And on that note, I think I've blabbed enough today, to be honest, I wanted it to be freestyle because I came home a little bit sick, and I don't want to be saying it, being too bogged down I just wanted to be freestyle today. So, and yes, I think I've achieved what I wanted to do, to being freestyle today. So just to remind you again, this is your girl SP Live Show here on Zalab TV, coming to you from Zalab TV. You can see us on YouTube, Facebook. You can follow us on Instagram and on Twitter, and call us. The numbers are on the on TV and on your channel, on your screen there, and you can listen on TuneIn. On that note, I want to bring today's conversation to an end because I can feel my throat closing up and my nose, my my flu. I can feel my achy body. So I want to go and look after myself. Number one, because I've shared my time with you now, and I need to go and look after myself because I can feel my chill coming back. I need to go and take some medication. Yeah, my medication is hot water and some herbs. I don't like taking tablets. my mom I don't like taking tablets. I'm not ashamed to admit that I'm a nurse, but I don't like taking tablets. I like herbal medicine more. Mommy knows that. Yeah, I need to go and take some herbal medicine. Okay. Anyway, so I thank you for joining me today, for listening. And please, if you like what we do, do share, do comment and share. We'll pick up your comments, and if any, we will talk about it next time on our show next time. So please do join us next Monday, 2 o'clock, when we bring you another SP Live show. Something very interesting, very chatty, and please do be prepared to call in to message, send us a message or questions. Your question, if there's anything you want us to talk about, anything you want us to look into, anything that is hot, you thinking, let us know. Because like I said, we're here to discuss issues that affect us all. And if there's anything you're dealing with, you're struggling with, and you want looked into, just let us know. Message us and we will look into it. And thank you for watching, and I love you all, and I want to see you here next week on Monday at 2 p.m. And on that note, yeah, happy dance, the happy dance.